Hey guys, Starshot here to welcome you back to another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. We last left off finishing up some wolves with our friend Heavy Blade Adgate, and now we've woken up, ready to start our day and continue our journey to Ruin. It won't be too difficult of a journey, and there's not much more to go on. We just talked to this guy here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to yourselves as well. Thanks for helping us out the way you did last time. Us out the way? Yeah, that sounds completely off. And yeah, I'm still not doing any more tee-hees for the rest of this playthrough. Sorry to disappoint anyone who's been following. We didn't do much. How about you guys? Did you run into any trouble patrolling the area after that? Nope, everything was fine. Like on any normal night. I tell you what though, that was rather strange. Strange? What was? You know how the lights along the roads and at the checkpoints have the ability to ward off monsters, right? Well, even if there were monsters that approached the checkpoint, they wouldn't be any more than 2 or 3 in number. So yesterday was the first time I ever seen them come in a large pack like that. Yeah, that is rather strange now that you mention it. Then again, these monsters were small change when compared with the Imperial Army. We should probably just consider it good training in protecting our base of operations. Is that really the issue here? For us, that's all we're really concerned about. Protecting the checkpoint is paramount. We'll leave figuring out what the monsters were thinking up to you bracers. Now, getting back on topic, you guys are heading over to Ruin, right? Are you ready to fill out the paperwork for your gate pass? Well, let's go ahead and do that, because there's really not much else to do here. Yes, thank you. And we get to fill out our paperwork to enter the Ruin region, because we wouldn't want to show any of them trying to write on a piece of paper, but I guess that would be kind of weird to animate, wouldn't it? Well, that's that. It looks like you're done here. Enjoy your travels in Ruin. And he's opened the gate. Welcome to the Ruin region. Blue oceans and white magnolias await you. That reminds me, you will be heading to Ruin City, right? Yep, that was the plan. Why? Well, just make sure to report to the guild concerning the incident that happened up here last night. There will be a payment there for the army for helping us out. Really? Yeah, but you're going to have to divvy your spoils with Adgate. Alright, enjoy yourselves and good luck in your endeavor to become senior bracers. Thanks! We really appreciate everything you've done for us. Well, that's that for that. That's that for that. So, yeah, for the most part, playing through this area here isn't really any much different from what we've done before. Of course, now we don't have Scheherazade around to help us out. And, you know, but there's plenty of area to explore. And you should always keep an eye out for alternate paths, because like any good RPG, what makes these games or genre great is the side quests. So let's go ahead and take care of a King Scorpion with its Queen Scorpion here. Paralyzing Toxin, weak to wind, weak to earth, potent poison in the barb of its tail. Oh well. Well, let's go ahead and take care of this queen over here. And not too much trouble there. And it can take most arts, so no worries there. Do we have any earth? Okay, yeah, we got the stone hammer. Yeah, he's taking quite a bit of damage thanks to that poison, but yeah, it wasn't really too much trouble, so I'll go ahead and just heal him up. Make use of all the arts we have here. But yeah, so it's always been nice to have these different side quests to deal with that aren't always just killing monsters or fetching items. I always find the item fetch ones maybe a bit more tedious than just killing monsters. Wow! Estelle? Alright, look at that beautiful ocean. Hey, Joshua, check it out! It's the ocean! Yes, I think I would have figured that out. It's so blue and sparkly and just huge. And the sound of the waves and the smell of the tide. So this is what it all feels like. Is this the first time you've seen the ocean? Well, I can sort of remember seeing it when I was really young. I was on an ocean liner with Dad that one time. This might be the first time I've seen it up close though. I see. It's been a long time, or a long while for me as well. We got here by walking though. No ship this time. Yep, I feel like we've accomplished something. So we got that little story moment there. I really do think the some of the story moments they have in this game are a bit better than in some other ones. Let's see, I guess one example, let's check out this shark here, Hammerhead. So it swims through the air, it's incredibly strong jars. So, yeah, we'll just attack it and we should be fine.
That's that. Let's move out.
And we finally got a level for Estelle here. But yeah, the, like, I know Persona 5, or not Persona 5, I haven't actually played that yet, but Persona 4 and Persona 3 have some good moments there and there, but they, of course, you know, you have to find them by talking to the characters or having the kind of, or during some of the story, main quest moments, really. Compared to, well, a well-constructed story, and, okay, treasure chest, and monsters appeared. Let's hope we can defeat them. And we got Stove Plant. And obviously weak to water. And confuses enemies with swirling flame. Well, that could be trouble. And can I do wind on it? Let's attack it first. Okay, so we can do some decent attack damage there. But I'll go ahead and do an Aqua Bleed on this one here. And go ahead and take this critical so they don't use it. But yeah, the story moments I find in this one a little bit better, but that might be because it's, you know, more constructed. They can control the story a bit more, so they kind of know where you go and how you'll do things compared to something more open like the Persona series. Since this is very much a, you know, a straight through and through journey that you follow along. So, oh, and we found a lily necklace. Oh, and can't forget what this treasure chest will have to say. The chest is as empty as your thieving heart. Hey, I'm not a thief. I'm an adventurer. There's a difference. Let's see, Lily, that gives off climbing floor fragrance. Okay, prevents confusion. So actually that'll be nice for future battles. But let's see. I guess the difference between a thief and an adventurer is that, you know, I steal for others, not myself, even if it does benefit me. Let's see. Oh yeah, so here's kind of something you need to keep an eye out. If you have a chance to go somewhere other than a village, then go there. Because there is a hidden side quest here at this lighthouse. So let's go check it out. After we kill the shark again. But yeah, so, you know, you definitely gotta hand it to some people who can create a good story and still be able to, you know, and still have people kind of, you know, you never know where someone will be sometimes or what they'll do, so it's kind of up to them to figure out how that story will play out compared to constructed, thoroughly thought out one like Legend of Heroes is. And before we get started, I should go ahead and heal up here, because we will be dealing with monsters, because if there's a reason someone's waiting outside their door and not inside, then it might be because of monsters. What to do, what to do? Oh, we already know his name before we even learn it. The Vogt? What a weird name. I wouldn't feel right leaving the lighthouse unattended to go get help. But on the other hand, I can't very well leave things as they are either. My, who have we here? What brings you, to the Venelm Lighthouse? Nothing much, just looking around. How about you? Why, I belong here. I'm the lighthouse keeper, you see. Though I must say, it's not an easy task maintaining a lighthouse of this size. Something wrong? That emblem on your chest wouldn't happen to be... Oh, that? Yeah, we're bracers. Junior bracers at any rate. Well, why didn't you say so earlier? You all should rush to the assistance of an octogenarian? What the heck? I might look this up later, but I hope one of you guys know what the heck an octogenarian is. You know, all it makes me think of is a man who really knows his octopus, or he's 8 generations old, maybe? I don't know. And need not pretend like you didn't notice his forlorn expression. What? What are you talking about, old man? Why didn't you say anything to us? Because you didn't ask. Shouldn't the first words out of your mouth as bracers be something like, "Are you in need of any assistance, my elderly friend?" I tell ya, young bracers these days are all fight, no care. Where's the love? Where's the compassion? Y'all are worlds apart from that manly bracer I worked with before. Now that was a bracer ye could set your clocks by, yes sirree. I reckon that was 7 years ago, 8 perhaps. However long ago it was, he was better than you two. While I can't tell you how much I'm simply loving this abusive lecture of yours, you were saying something about needing assistance? I was. Oh, right. Yes, dire need indeed. You see, I was out cutting the grass earlier, and silly me, I forgot to shut the door when I left. And wouldn't you know it, by the time I got back, there were monsters all over the place. And with monsters skittering about, I daren't go back in there. I'm not that senile yet. So, basically, you want us to exterminate the monsters, right? That's the idea, yes. Don't know how many of them there are, though, so try not to die, alright? Okay, we'll definitely do that. I do have to wonder, though, why monsters would wander into a lighthouse. They're probably drawn to the septum. That light is produced by a particularly large orbment, as you might imagine. Spot on, whippersnapper! When this happened before, the monsters were all gathered together at the top. Oh, well that makes sense. Well, if it makes sense, then get going, girl. Use that brutish body of yours and show those monsters what's what. With how he's been talking to us, I really don't feel the need to help him, but since it is my bracerly duty to help those in need, and because I want all the BP points I possibly can, I guess I'll have to help you out, old man. Even if you are an octogenarian. Of course, I'm still not sure what the heck that is. You bet. Let's do it to it. It's almost inspection time, so please take care of these things as quickly as you can, okay? And make sure you don't let your guard down, as these things are pretty nimble. Understood. I'm ready. Let's do this thing. I can't do that voice for very long. Well, let's take care of this red shark here. I'm still curious as how the heck these things can even fly. Ever heard of floating creatures before? Let's see here. So, swims through the air strongly, so a lot like the other version, except it's not really that weak to anything. So I'll just go ahead and attack it and see what that does. Or do some arts, because I forgot. Oh well, let's go ahead and heal. I guess we'll just heal individually this time then. But yeah, so I guess back to the topic. When it comes to story, You know, you can definitely see how much care and attention some developers put in, but of course are limited to certain gameplay styles. Well, this is getting kind of annoying. Let's see, actually let me go ahead and use Flicker here since there's two of them lined up. Let's see if that will do some decent damage. And because of how low our friend here is, we should probably heal him before he dies. And let's go ahead and craft up one more time. And that still didn't kill them all, that's kind of annoying. And then let me go ahead and heal Estelle here before she loses it. And since there's that 10 strength, I'll go ahead and use it against, oh great, they're all really low. Oh well. I guess I'll just do it to this guy because he's closest. And let me go ahead and heal. But yeah, so I guess I would ask you guys, which do you prefer when it comes to stories? Do you prefer something more carefully crafted and scripted, or to kind of make your own choices and see how it plays out compared to, you know, games like this?
Alright, we're good to go.
You know, I'm kind of... for me, it doesn't always be. It's not always because of how good how a story plays out, but rather how good a story is. And I do feel that, you know, they've done a pretty good job here. And let me go ahead and heal up Joshua. And let's see if we have some better strategies to deal with these guys this time. Let's see. Well, since they're all lined up together. Okay, I can only do a flicker like that again. Oh well. Let's see here. And can I do I have aerial? Okay, yeah, still got this, so let's make use of it. And try and hit all of them. Oh cool, I got the Sept up, so that really got me going right there. And one more flicker to do some more damage. And let's go ahead and do a hurricane. But yeah, so pretty much up to you what kind of strategy you take against these red hammerheads. But just remember, if you can get an aerial with a seat bust in, then she'll get a whole buttload of seeped out of it, which is going to be really helpful for when we upgrade Joshua one more time for his slots, and also to get future orbments as well. So this is a nice side distraction right now. Let's see, and we still got enough EP, so let's go ahead and make use of that and surprise him this time. And sadly I'll just go ahead and attack here, and apparently I'll miss. Let me go ahead and move Estelle here, just to try and lead them together again, so I get an aerial, a good aerial in. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do another aerial to try and get more damage in, but I'll use an item to heal Joshua here since he's gotten low. Since we got plenty of items, I might as well make use of them. But yeah, so my opinion being that as long as the story is well done, I don't really mind how it plays out, or how I would kind of interact with the game, for the most part. Yeah, it looks like I'll need to do another, oh, okay, so I got a critical here, so let's see if I can make use of it. Sadly, I'm not going to get any good flicker in. So, I think I'll just do a duel instead, and maybe kill one of them. Like that. Like, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles is definitely one of the few, you know, MMO-like games that I really did like, even if I did feel it dragged on a bit much. And I found Xenoblade Chronicles X a bit too complicated for for all the systems they were trying to implement in, you know, customizing your characters. Let's see here. So I'll do another craft. Actually, I think a regular attack should be enough. I'll just target this guy here, just so that there's one less to worry about. Apparently we already got the epic music to watch out for, but we shouldn't have anything to worry about. So yeah, these guys are definitely good for Seep, so I definitely recommend taking, you know, fighting them all if you want to get some extra Seeps going. But yeah, so yeah, tell me kind of how you prefer a game story to play out. Would you rather interact with certain characters you prefer and just see how their story goes without learning about anyone else? Or would you rather have a carefully crafted story where you kind of just see how things play out and let the writer or whoever, the developer, kind of take reign? See here. But yeah, so it's definitely been my experience. Actually, one of the more engaging ones I ever had that I remember being one of the most terrifying games I ever played, actually, was Pandora's Tower on the Wii. Now, if you don't know what Pandora's Tower is, it was a game that was one of the few Wii games to ever be made by, I think, Miss Studios, I believe they're called. Let's see, just a sec here. And, okay, it looks like I'll just want to heal up here. So, but Pandora's Tower is an action dungeon crawler. You pretty much explore a tower, or that you keep exploring a tower several times to help heal a cursed girl, who apparently is cursed with turning into a monster. And the only way she doesn't turn into a monster is if she devours the flesh of these particular creatures that live within this tower. And the tower is pretty expensive. There's gonna be plenty to do there. But one of the reasons it was so memorable was that whenever you came home, you would interact with this girl who, you know, you could just be there to help her or not. But and there was an in-game clock in there. And so, for the most part, I tried to be fairly punctual and keep coming back every now and then, making sure she was okay. You know, several times. But, for the most part, she just took care of herself. And, you know, you would help out, do things, improve things for her, get new equipment, get new stuff. So it was very engaging. One of the memories I had for it that really terrified me was, I remember one time not coming back for quite a while. Oh, it looks like I defeated all the monsters. Okay, well, let me go ahead and heal things up here. And, so this one time when I didn't come back for quite a while, I came back and I saw how horribly disfigured she had become from the change. She actually progressively gets worse the longer you ignore her. And okay, let's go ahead okay, so there's, well, let me go ahead and search the tower here for a second. I'll continue with my story. So apparently we can't go up there. So with how she was, but how she reacted to seeing you again. She was really happy to, even though she barely, I think, recognized you at all. And it was one of the most unnerving things I had ever witnessed. And I genuinely felt sorry for her. To the point, you know, where I never made that mistake ever again of leaving her alone. And wanting to see her like that again. And so I really do commend the people who made Pandora's Tower, you know, to really invoke that into a person. Even if I was horrified with how she looked. But of course it came with the realization that it was my fault for, you know, neglecting for her as long as I did. So it's definitely one of the games I recommend trying out if you can. You know, since Wii's are fairly cheap now, you might have trouble finding Pandora's Tower though, but you might, you know, especially with the Wii. I think the Wii Shop channel is, I believe, gone now, but I do hope some people get the chance to try it out if they can. Well, let's go ahead and turn this quest in. How did the monster busting go? Ha! Stick a fork in it. It's done, old man, because this job is done. Okay, I said that too early, sorry. The monsters have all been taken care of. Everything should be back to normal in there now. Oh my, that's splendid news! Finally, I can put my mind at ease. Thank you for all your hard work. And don't forget, as you flex your bracer muscles in the future, to flex hardest, the strongest muscle of them all, the carrying muscle. We, certainly will try to do that. You take care as well, you old fossil. If you'll excuse us. Hey, just what do you think you're doing? Hmm? Aren't you all forgetting something? I don't think so. What about, is there anything else we can do for ya before we go, my good man? I'm not hearing it. Observe my mouth and mimic its movements. Is there anything else we can do? You get the picture? It's proper etiquette, nay, proper caring to check with your client to ensure there are no other issues. That dashing young lad who helped me before certainly knew how to leave a good impression. You all could learn a thing or two from him. Hard to believe you're in the same organization that he was, like comparing palms to a dragon. You're really trying my patience, you old windbag. If that dashing young man really was Adios's gift to bracers, then why don't you give us a few pointers, Tell us more about this man-crush of yours, so we can better ourselves in his image to get you off our backs. Oh, he's just a dapper fellow who came to lend me a hand 7 or 8 years ago. But what a man he was, far different from you, girl, that's for sure. He was a real bracer, not some cheap imitation. In fact, the only way in which I could possibly compare the two of you would be hair color, I suppose. The same sort of reddish-brown, exact same in fact. And looking closely, I would say the color of your eyes is about the same too. Reddish-brown hair, and the exact color eyes as Estelle? Wait, are you talking about... I was really hoping you would be just like him when you said you all were bracers. But I guess that was just wishful thinking. I doubt anyone could be as amazing as that man was. Couldn't hurt to try, though. Be diligent, and maybe you'll be a real bracer one day yourself. And even if you're not dashing, you did help me out, and I am truly grateful. Always remember to care for your clients, and you'll do fine. So, what do you think? Was he talking about... Yeah, I couldn't help but read into it myself. 7 or 8 years ago would be right on the money. So he was talking about our dad then, right? I think so. If so, then of course we're not going to measure up. Yeah, seriously. Though I guess we are bracers like him now, so it's kind of flattering in a way to be compared to him at all. If we want to make names for ourselves like him, though, we really have to take it one step at a time, catch up bit by bit, day by day. But even then, I think he's a little out of our league. Yeah, maybe. But I can only believe that one day we'll totally outclass him. I mean, we pretty much rule. Anyway, we best get going. This is no time to be horsing around. If we're going to become world-class bracers, we gotta get moving. You're absolutely right. Let's hit the road and see where it takes us. Well, now that we got that taken care of, now we need to head over to the village sign that we saw earlier And there's pretty much nothing else to look for, so let's head over. Yeah, another shark. But yeah, so I have a whole list of RPGs I'm sure I could recommend to people, but you know, some of them, of course, could be hard to find, or you know, would be hard to play nowadays, depending on what systems you have available and if they're hard they are to find. But yeah, so yeah, that old man, really, it's kind of, you know, we all find characters here and there, and that's kind of one of the fun things about this game, is all the different characters you'll encounter and how they kind of act. They do really give each one their own somewhat personality. But here we are now, finally in Menorah Village. Sigh. Civilization at last. And with all these pretty white flowers blooming everywhere, too. What did you say this place was called? Menorah. Menorah. It's a little seaside village with an inn. And the white flowers are a type of hibiscus. They're so pretty. The ocean and the flowers together, it smells great around here. It also makes me kind of hungry. Haha, only you could work up an appetite from smelling flowers. Just make sure you eat the food and not the flowers. Hey, I'm a growing girl. It's almost noon anyway, so what would you say to lunch? Fine by me, but do we have any provisions? Why don't we get something local? It's such a nice, quiet little town. I mean, we just got to Ruin. That's true. Okay, let's go check out the inn and tavern. And join us next time when we go ahead and explore more of this town, its inn, and its tavern, and pick up some local recipes while we're here. Until then, have fun gaming.